Hello, people. Welcome to Vedak Farms Academy and also Ken Bieber. If today is your first time here, you're welcome to the page that you are here to be encouraged, motivate, and also go out there to chase your dreams and also let the thing that you have been dreaming for a long time come true. I know you've been watching the topic that you're gonna discuss, or you've seen the topic that we're gonna discuss today, which is areas in Ghana where you should establish a poultry farm, its advantages and advantages. Let's go into it. So I'm going to consider some regions and tell you the advantages and the disadvantages in these regions if you want to establish a poultry farm over there. As I said, I wish I know most of our other countries, but I have to use Ghana, which most of where I come from. One is northern region. Let's consider the whole northern region. 2 is Volta region. 3 is Bonahafo and Ashanti region. I'll take 2 of them together. Ashanti region and Bonahafo, they're kind of the same belt. And the next one is the Greater Accra region. And we go to Western region. So northern region, we come to the Volta region, Bonahafo and Ashanti region, which is the next, which we're gonna take them together, making the third one. Greater Accra region, the 4th one, and Western region. Where are you supposed to establish it? And also, what are the advantages and disadvantages in these areas? Now, let's start from the north. If you have decided to establish a poultry farm and you are trying to go to the north to establish a poultry farm, you've made a good decision. What are the advantages that you're going to enjoy this place? One is about the market. If we are selling, or if in the north, if in the south, they are selling eggs, let's say 40 Ghana cedis, 45, 40, whatever. In the south, in the north, they'll be selling eggs around 48, 47, 50. So per crate, you are making an extra about 3 Ghana cedis per crate in the north. So if you have a poultry farm in the north, right away, you are making more money per crate of selling eggs. So your sales or your sales increase. That's the first advantage if you go to the north to establish a poultry farm. Secondly, your maize, how to get maize is very easy, or becomes very accessible, especially like Tumu, Fumbisi, Naga, all those places. They farm in large quantity of maize, or they are very good at farming maize. And poultry feed, about 50 to 65% of our feed is maize. So that also brings your cost when it comes to maize very down or very low. That is one of the advantage that also you have. So the crate of eggs and also the what's the name? That one also comes down. Now let's go to labor. When you go to the labor force in the north, you get the labor force, but not every season, because when it gets to the season of farming over there, you don't get that labor force that you need, because most of them are also farming into their own kind of little bit farming. So if you're going there and you're doing a bigger scale, you have to also note your labor is going to be some seasons and out of some seasons. So because at seasons, you're going to have a lot of people to employ. At other times, they'll be gone, unless you contact the schools for the veterinary sectors, which you want to use them to come. Otherwise, the manual labors, people at home, is going to be also a little bit tough. And at times too, you can use those that are not into school. So the labor force is off and on. So it's going to be at your advantage at some time, and at times it's going to be at your disadvantage. That's when it comes to the labor force at the north. Now, you as an owner having a poultry farm in the north, what is your advantage? It gives you a lot of access, because in the north, when you have that level of capital of poultry farm in the north, your revenue or your level of wealth is a little bit higher as compared to those around you. So it gives you more access to land, it gives you more access to some chiefs, it gives you more access to people because of your level of wealth as compared to the people around you is very high. If you get what I'm saying. Because you are having like, let's say 3,000 birds, 5,000 birds, or even let's say 6,000, whatever best number that you have over there. Comparing to the people, when you compare to the people around that locality, you are considered a little bit wealthy than them. So it gives you that exposure to the community, that even if some people are having land to sell, if people are having land to just lease to other people, you are being considered too in the system. So it gives you that exposure, worldly exposure to the people, which later you can add different business to the business. Now, because I have a lot of things to do, let's continue so quick. Now, what are the disadvantages to this side? One is what is the name? The survival of the bears. Because of the harmattan being so dry, at times bears tend to suffer more over there. That's number one. Because of the high weather, they tend to suffer, and most of them death rate is very high when it comes to the north. The second point is production mostly decrease or reduction of production very high over there, because the weather doesn't favor the bears to have good production as compared to some people in the southern sector having like good production. In the north, when they get to the dry season, the bears always suffer. So unless you provide more good and cold source of water for them to be able to control the weather or their system so that you can have production. So your production is a very typical, a big issue for you. Next one is some of the feed that you have to buy. Apart from the maize, you need the soya meal, which is being processed. Not the soya, only the soya beans, which is from the north. Soya meal, which is processed. And most of them are in Tema, Accra, other places. And also, apart from that, you have to also buy the concentrate. And this type, when they are doing the transportation to the north, is very costly. And that is also their disadvantage. But you don't buy so much in large quantity like concentrate and all that. So the maize also try to cover their costs for them. So one of the biggest disadvantage in the north is the survival of the bears and also production problems that you are always liable to go through. So if you're going to the north, this is one thing that you should be watchful for the north. And in the south, so let's consider the whole southern sector together. I'm coming to the Greater Accra, Ashanti region, and Brafo. Let me take them together. These places, you have an advantage of access to what's the name? Different veterinary people who are always over there, or your friends who you can source information from, as compared to the north where you are not too much into people so much over there. So you have access to a lot of people who can even access help from them. I have a problem here. Can you help? I will have this feed. Can I come to your place to just make my feed? So easy access of help from one another, or even people. You can share neighbor with somebody from maybe from 50 feet. Somebody's also there, 100 feet. Somebody's also over there farming. So it gives you that access. Now the next one too is easy access to the like soya meal concentrate, because we don't go too much into traveling to get it. But our maize is not also so high and also not so low. It's time to stay in the middle, because they transport down some from the north to come, some from the the Cote d'Ivoire, and some from the within the Ashanti region and the Brafo region or the Greater who farm over there. Also, so most of our maize price is in the mid range. So it's also good to farm in the Ashanti region, Brafo, and also Greater Accra. Or Greater Accra, most places is like the Bodriase Kaswa side, Akoti, that Kaswa area. That's where most of the poultry farms are. And when it comes to the Bonao region, Drobo, Doma, Brekum area, that's where their poultry farms also are. Half a side, not too much into the half of, like Kenya, so they are not too much. As because of the gold, that's why they don't consider them. If I consider them, you also know their disadvantage, because land, to get the land over there is very hard. And as in Kumasi, also in a Dreso, that area going, that also Mampong, that is where the most of their poultry farm is. Most of the poultry farm. So if you want to go into Ashanti region, look into a Dreso, Mampong area. That's where most of the poultry farm, not in a Obuasi area. The most of them are in a Dreso area, that road aspect. And another disadvantage that when it comes to these people, Greater Accra Ashanti region, is the price. most of the time, the price, especially, is Bono region and Ashanti region. Because of the competition in the system and everybody want to sell. So people are intense because even the person is having more eggs selling there. I'll reduce the prices so that I can sell it very faster. So somebody sitting in the north selling at 49, 48 Ghana cedis. Some people are here selling at 43 and 44. Because everybody want to sell his eggs during the week to be able to buy feed. So end of the day, times they intend to sell it fast at lower price because these times it's always go against the farmers in these regions, especially even Bonahafo region or Bon region is what is killing them, especially in Doma, killing them especially because people, this one is selling 44, the next person is selling 43.5, the next one is selling 43. And the same thing is happening. So most of the advantage in these areas is the pricing system, which mostly is about who has a higher quantity and think he can sell faster and get his money, and also who thinks maybe I don't need to sit there for some people to for my eggs to destroy. So end of the day, I'm going to do whatever I want to do to survive. So this is one of their disadvantages. So if you want to establish your farm within these places, consider that thing as going to be your best struggle within this poultry sector. And let's move straightly to Volta region. Volta region is in a very dynamic way compared to North, compared to the middle belt. They are in a different way. Volta has a very good market. The whole area, they have a very good market. But for them, apart from the market, people don't go there to farm. That one, you ask me, and at times I don't know why. People feel like in the Volta region is too much far away from. But when you talk about the weather that is favorable, it's in Volta. The market which is favorable is in Volta, because even some people even sell eggs to Togo. So one of the places that is very suitable for poultry farming is in Volta region. They don't have too much of disadvantage. That disadvantage that you can really talk about is like not their pricing system, because the price is very good there. The maize and it's also very good over there. Not too much highly priced as compared to the what's the name? The south, where the maize is so much price, and also not too much low as compared to the north. So they are in the middle. But mostly the problem that they have is similar to the Volta, the northern region, which is buying of the concentrate and maybe soya meal. But they don't go too far. Because even the crates that we buy, all these crates, the shine field crates, they are all around the borders of the what is the name? Volta. All the shelves around Volta. The shelves that you use is around Volta. The crate is around Volta. So they have a very typical good opportunity when it comes to poultry farming than any areas in Ghana. Yeah. But the whole problem is it's too far away, and people doesn't want to go there because that's when that's not where they come from. And when it comes to buying of the land over there, I can't tell you what I don't know, because I'm because I'm giving you information and that's what you're basing on. So for land, I can't tell you much about either their land is expensive or not. But one thing I'll tell you is that it's a very nice area to farm. So if you're looking into poultry farming and you want to a very bigger scale, look into Volta region, because you can always cross it to Togo, go into the north to sell, and people are making it in a very large scale over there. One thing that I think will be a very difficult thing is about the labor, which I think at times people also want to do different things as compared to the areas. But another one, don't forget, let me add this one. It's about the Volta Lake or the Akosombo Dam, which mostly they open, because I had a friend or a customer who bought about 2,000 day-old chicks from us, and at the end of the day, they opened the dam and all the farm was gone. All the farm was gone. So that's also one of the disadvantages. So if you're looking at that area, be very careful and build at the place that you will not lose your capital. And as I always say, I try to expand the audio video for you to understand more. But I won't choose any of them highly over the other. But I will recommend that in Volta region is now the area which has a lot of benefit when you compare the other regions. But that doesn't mean all the regions are not having other disadvantages. But also consider, do you want to build poultry farm in your area of where you live or where you were born, so that maybe somebody also, the supervision can also be there for you. Or you just want to establish your business, so whatever the profit is, that's what you're going for. If that is the case, then you can decide based on what I've said, and you can make a very good decision according to that. And I know if today is your first time here, if you enjoyed this video, and you can share, subscribe, and like. And if you are always with us as a family, I really appreciate your time. Thank you. And I will say, chase your dreams, and money will follow you. Peace. Shalom.